All right, staying with this big breaking news, India accepts Pakistan offer for consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav. India will be proceeding for consular access. And the Indian side had demanded unrestricted access to Jadhav. India has also said that Pakistan must ensure right atmosphere so that the meeting is free, fair, meaningful and effective in keeping with the letter and spirit of the ICJ order. Indian charge d'affaires Shri Gaurav Ahluwalia will be meeting Jadhav at around noon for 2 hours. So this is the latest that we are getting in on this big story. Let me go across to my colleague Geeta Mohan for more details on this. Geeta, in just about 2 hours from now, this meeting is expected to take place. Just bring us more details. Who will be meeting? How many people from the Indian side will be involved in this?
Well, only one officer will get access. Shouted as Gaurav Ahluwalia will be meeting with Kulbhushan Jadav. What the Pakistani side is saying that the time that has been given is about noon, and it would be for 2 hours. The terms and conditions and modalities were very clear from the Indian side that there cannot be another Pakistani official present in the room. Consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav will have to be unimpeded and unrestricted, which is what we are looking at this point in time. The window is about noon for 2 hours, and we'll have to wait and see how Kulbhushan Jadav is going to react to this meeting, given that there must have been a lot of intimidation tactics that must have been employed by the Pakistani side. And like Gaurav said, last time around also when he met his family, he looked intimidated. He spoke the line and length that was told to him by the Pakistani side. And we will have to see whether if he is going to feel a little more relieved not having another Pakistani official in the room and speak more freely with Gaurav Ahluwalia.
Geeta, as India has been saying that, they would need a free and fair access to Kulbhushan Jadav. This possibly is going to be the first time that Kulbhushan Jadav would be in a place where he could be, communicated from the government of India that there is a entire country standing behind him. He can be apprised of what the government has done so far to make sure that his safe return to India. This is also going to be a big morale booster sort of a meeting for Kulbhushan Jadav, who has been completely cut off as far as access is concerned.
Well, Ankit, this is the first meeting that he's going to have with an Indian official. Who is to say that Pakistan did not try doing that earlier when, making a Pakistani official pretend to be an Indian and then try to speak to him. And when Kulbhushan Jadav opened up, they tortured him. This time around, Ahluwalia will have that much time to convince him that he indeed is an Indian official, that he indeed is from India, and that Kulbhushan Jadav can open up to him and speak freely. These are very sensitive matters, and Pakistan certainly must have already done all this, telling him that he's got consular access, getting a Pakistani official to sit and speak with him as an Indian, and getting a Kulbhushan Jadav to then open up and then maybe torture him. We do not really know, but these are tactics that are employed when countries are faced with such cases.
Absolutely. Intimidation tactics and Kulbhushan Jadav. In fact, Pakistan has had enough time with this man to torture him, to break him, and to make sure that they, in a way, are able to derive Kulbhushan Jadav in a certain way. But Geeta, what would Indian side be looking at from this meeting? And, how would it help in putting up a fight for Kulbhushan Jadav?
Well, what the Indian side is looking at is to see what the truth is. Where was he picked up? How was he picked up? So on and so forth. These are details that the Indian side will be focusing on. And once those details come out, which might really not be in this meeting itself, it could be in the next. It could be very difficult right now, given that so much time has lapsed and passed, to get Kulbhushan Jadav to speak in the same voice that he would have wanted to speak as an Indian national who was picked up from a foreign land. Now, we will have to wait and see whether if Kulbhushan Jadav is going to repeat what he did when he met his family, his parents, his mother and his wife, or is he going to speak the truth this time, knowing that this is an Indian official. It is a very sensitive matter. Ankit, we do not know how Kulbhushan Jadav is going to react meeting an Indian official, whether he'll believe and trust that this is an Indian official or not. These are very sensitive issues, and therefore the intimidation will continue. Kulbhushan Jadav for now knows that this is only consular access. He has to go back to his captors, to the ones who abducted him from Iran, from foreign soil. And so we really don't know what his reaction will be to the consular access.
Geeta, is this the one-off meeting that India is looking at, or could there be a series of meetings, access to Kulbhushan Jadav from here on?
Well, Ankit, there are two aspects to the ICJ ruling of July 17th. One is immediate consular access, and then free and fair trial. For the free and fair trial to happen, he not only requires consular access in future, he also requires legal aid in future, which will only happen through consular help and through the Indian consulate officials, Indian mission officials being in touch with him. So this is only the beginning of a process. Let's see whether Pakistan is going to keep its end of the stick, its end of the bargain when it comes to the ICJ ruling, and really go ahead and give India the kind of access that India deserves in getting Kulbhushan Jadav's justice.
Okay, let me go across to PK Sehgal, a defense expert who's joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sehgal, how crucial is this access? And Geeta and I were just discussing the kind of intimidation tactics that Kulbhushan Jadav would have to undergo before this. This will be crucial if he can in fact establish some sort of a trust and can in fact eventually go on to open up in front of the Indian officials.
This consular access is going to be very, very important, provided it is given in the manner that it ought to be given. India has categorically stated that it has to be unhindered. There will be no Pakistani representative, and there will be no audio-visual recording or CCTV cameras present. Pakistan has said that they are willing to give you this consular access in concert with the international norms, the Vienna Conventions, but alongside they put a rider saying that it will be in accordance with the Pakistani laws. Now, what are the Pakistani laws is the wish and the whims of the Pakistani army and the ISI. That has not been stipulated. But India has absolutely and categorically indicated that they will talk to him only if there is no fear of reprisal. Because should he make any statement in presence of representatives of India, which is not acceptable to Pakistan, he will be subjected to huge amount of trauma and torture. And India doesn't want this to happen under any circumstances. And should there be audio-video recording or a Pakistani representative present, Kulbhushan Jadav will not be able to communicate to India.
Thank you for joining us with all those details. Let me also bring in Mr. Shrikant Sharma, who is a former diplomat who is joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sharma, just explain to our viewers what exactly is consular access. What would be that India would be looking forward from this meeting with Kulbhushan Jadav, the first official meeting between Mr. Jadav and Indian government?
It will be our consular officer ascertaining from him the circumstances in which he has been there, because there's been no meeting for the last, ever since he was arrested, and then what assistance can be given to him. But all this is, as India mentioned in August, without unimpeded, it should be unimpeded access and without anyone, listening into the conversation. So it should be a confidential conversation, because the man is under their custody, and you don't know what they have done. How much third degree they have applied. So in this kind of a situation, your first element is to reassure him that his country is behind him. Second is to ascertain from him what he is going through. Third is to offer what assistance can be given. So, these are the processes under the Vienna Convention. Okay. And this is what the ICJ has actually ordained for the victim.
So thank you for joining us with all those details. Also, thanks to my colleague Geeta Mohan. This is going to happen at around 12 o'clock today. We will, in fact, keep a very close eye on what happens in this meeting, the consular access being granted to India.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.